Hey guys, Dustin with Meridian here. And in this video, we wanted to show you how we're making use of the Godox Spotlight Mount. So this isn't really like a formal review of the Spotlight. Instead, this is just sort of just like a first usage of it. We wanted to show you how it could be used in a practical setting for an actual video production that we're doing. So the reason we decided to get a Spotlight was because we felt like we wanted to take our lighting to a new level. So we had gotten quite comfortable with sort of 3-point lighting, using a key light, using a fill light, a backlight. But to really like try to push ourselves creatively a little bit more, we felt like a spotlight would be a great way to create some background textures and really be able to shape light in ways that we're not able to do with just more traditional light mounts. It's attached to a C-stand, and the reason for that is it's pretty heavy. So you definitely want to use like a more robust stand just to make sure that everything is safe. It's interesting because, you know, usually you'll attach a modifier to your light, but this very much feels like you're attaching a light to your modifier. It's just very, very large, as you can see. And you can actually take this, turn it off here just for a second here. And this actually comes apart. So when you buy the Spotlight attachment, this is the Spotlight attachment here. This is the lens, or the LECO system, right? In industry, it's known as a LECO mount. And you'll see it says 36 degrees on here. They also sell, I believe, a 26. Don't quote me on that. I'll list it in the video for you. And also a 19 as well. So 36 is actually going to give you the widest angle of light when you project it. And for the type of work that we do, that's usually fine for us. It felt like the 36 was an appropriate choice for us. The downside of the 36 is that you'll find that the edges around your light sometimes aren't like super sharp. Whereas if you went with like a 19 or a 26, because it's a narrower beam angle, the lines that you create with your spotlight are going to be a little bit sharper. From what we've observed in the natural world, if you look at the way like light often spills into buildings, it's rare that you're seeing perfectly straight lines. It's usually getting distorted as it's coming in through windows anyway. So to be honest with you, I didn't really think that that was like a big issue. So we went with the 36. So you can slide that lens into the spotlight mount here. And then you have this little screw here that you're able to use to secure it. Okay, so I'll go ahead and turn this on so you can see the effect. And yeah, it's just creating that nice, soft little beam of light that we have in the background there. And the way we created that was by using the cutters that are in the spotlight as well. So when you think of spotlight, you think, oh, it's gonna be a circle. But these cutters allow you to create shapes that really determine the angle of the light that you're projecting or displaying. So in our case, what we were trying to kind of simulate was almost like there might be like some sort of skylight or some sort of like frosted window pane where the light was spilling in the background. So that's what we ended up going for. Now you can also add gobos. And what are gobos? Gobos are cutouts or cookies. And a lot of filmmaking people still do this, where they'll have a light and then they'll have some sort of material that they'll cut out shapes in, and they'll put it in front of the light as a way of creating interesting patterns or textures. And so this is really like the same idea here, except you're able to put it directly into your spotlight here. And you can see how that already has changed the effect of that background light. Now it has almost like the light is coming in from outside and maybe is hitting some foliage and is getting shaped by whatever it is that's coming, that's outside. So it's like a way of filtering the light a little bit. You can change the focus of this. So really this is like a lens. That's the best way to think of it, is like it's a lens for your light. You can loosen your screw here and you can get this defocused, or you can get it pretty sharp. Now obviously, if you look at that, you know, you wouldn't want it to be that sharp, you know, unless you were going for some sort of like, you know, like, I don't know, some sort of weird effect or anything like that. The idea is that we want to create realism in the images that we're creating. So, you know, you'll see something like that and you'll be like, ah, this doesn't look convincing at all. But then when you're able to defocus it, to maybe something like that, then it starts to get a little bit more convincing and it starts to look a little bit more natural. So, but for this particular case, we actually decided that we didn't even really want the gobo in there. So I'll go ahead and just remove that. And we found that just the slash of light was enough to add a little bit of interest to our background, pull some attention to our subject, and just make it a little bit more of like a pleasing image to look at. That's pretty much it for this video. We just wanted to take you behind the scenes, show you our first time using this spotlight mount. Hopefully you learned something. If you enjoyed this content, subscribe, give us a like. Thanks again. See you next time.